very proud to be a Sephardic woman. I teach my children all I knew from my mother and father, which they were very religious people and very dedicated to the Sephardic culture.
Well, I think I've had a blessed life. Well, no life is actually easy, you know, I mean, but I feel that we overcame many hardships and had wonderful support.
I think everybody has difficulties in their life. Comparing notes with other people that I know, I had, you know, sorrows and disappointments and all, but I survived it and I'm glad.
It's difficult to help me very much in my life. It gives me very much strength. I can, how you say, I can do it, everything I want. Because we was very, very strong in faith. We believe in God, and we said if we survive until now, we're gonna live, and we want to live in the life with the name of God.
And I love my life, every bit of it I had. God was good to me because he made me have a wonderful family and a happy family.
The one thing that gave me strength, talking about me, is first is the youth. I was very young. I was in the early 30s. But difficulty start already. And I say, it's not going to be like that all the time. Someday it's going to change. It's going to be changing my life. And I was young and I have a hope. And that's why I say to my grandchildren, there is ups and downs in life. Everything's not going to be smooth. But have always put in mind that you're going to reach your aim. Where you have in mind, you're going to accomplish. You're going to do it because you have the volunteer to do it. You're going to do it and you're going to accomplish.
I think the things that I look back on that give me a great deal of pride and satisfaction are getting involved in a sisterhood at Temple Tifereth Israel, becoming sisterhood president. I learned so much from that. I grew, you know, and it's just priceless. It's something that you can't buy, you can't go to school for. You just learn it through experience.
For years I've been doing volunteer work because I enjoy it. It makes you a better person. And volunteer organization. I've driven blind women. I've helped in thrift shops. I've been president of several groups. But I enjoyed every moment. I felt it was doing me good, not only doing people good, you know, making me a better person.
I became involved in the sisterhood, and I became active, and I was president of the sisterhood 3 different occasions, and I've held every other office on the board, like the vice president of membership, vice president of donor, vice president of program, and all. I went through the gamut: treasurer, secretary.
To more help to the temple, and to work with the sisterhood, to work. I was working before anyway. To work in the. We used to prepare with your mother, Rebecca, the Shabbat morning kiddush for so many years. I was the one to go and shop because I was the one driving them.
My children were very important, are very important to me. And I joined the PTA, and I think I was a member for 20 years. And I felt that it was absolutely necessary that I find out what my children were doing.
The satisfaction is my family, and I'm looking forward to a little great-grandson, and that will be beautiful.
The formula for living a long and happy life is to do useful things that help other people. You know, spread yourself out and not just be within yourself all the time. And that way you grow too. It helps me when I help somebody else.
I've always had a lot of energy. In fact, from here, I'm due to go to West Side, where I volunteer, and I work with the older people.
My family came directly to the United States, and they were the matriarchs and patriarchs of the Sephardic community because they were the first immigrants to come to the United States. And in their home, they always had people for counseling and for advice. My father took it upon himself to go from house to house and collect 10 cents a week in order to have some money to help other people.
We never had a temple yet. We used to rent a hall to do the service of Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur and everything.
Like we have Shabbat all the time, the holidays, and we keep up the same traditions like we did in the old country.
My children do value their Sephardic heritage. Their foods, for one thing. Everybody loves our foods.
Shall we start with the boys de spinaca? We start that? Okay. They love bamias. They love all kinds of tomatoes, reinados. They really love everything I make. Burecas, the carne, the queso, everything. They come over. Mother, you have burecas? I said, there is some over there in the freezer. I must have all the time burecas de carne and burecas de cheese. Some of them they want the carne, some of them they want the cheese. So, and I always have, especially weekend, I have hard-boiled eggs, jaminados, because they just love it.
I do with my daughter, and she comes to me and she wants to have all my recipes, and she wants to start to do it herself, to learn, to make it yaprakes, to make a spinach pie, to make frittadas, bizcochos, everything. So it's really, I recommend it to all the young girls who got married, and to give the same what the mothers gave it to them, to give it to the children, and never is going to die the Sephardic way.
That among the Rhodes, the mother is really the matriarch. I mean, in the full sense of the term, they really, keep the family together. They're very, very good at that. I've noticed that Rhodes mothers are very strong. Their values are very different. Our values are family-oriented. Everything revolves around the family. You don't do things on your own. You consult. You worry about this sister or that brother, and you try to get them all together. And
the way to perpetuate our culture and our family is to teach our own children the need of community, the need to give, the need to do.
And as a matter of fact, I learned something from Rabbi Ott. The difference between the Sephardic people and the Ashkenazi people. And Rabbi Ott said that, first of all, there are three major differences. One is the name. Sephardic people have Spanish names. Then he said the second thing is the food, which is entirely different from soup to nuts. Third thing is that the Sephardic people name their children after the living, and the Ashkenazi name them after the dead. And that's the three basic differences.
I suppose they could, a good way to instill the Sephardic culture is to keep it in the home a lot, such as our Passover services perhaps are a little different from the others. Our foods are different from the others. And of course I was raised with the Ladino language, and if we could do that, teach our children that a little bit, and those of us who still can speak it, that would help. And of course association with the Sephardic temple.
I think the individuals, in order to perpetuate our culture and heritage, should do as we have done in our family and make a big issue of the going to temple on the holidays, making the festivities, the happy occasions so that they stand out and have meaning for our children and grandchildren, so they too can follow.
To help to the future of the children is show to them the right way, and don't force them. Show the nice things and the good things there is in life, and then they're going to copy. Because if you start to give them to them by force, and they get very tired and they don't want to follow. Do it with moderation. Talk about every holiday. Explain to them the holiday. Explain to them how we came from Egypt to this special Pesach now, which is very important. How we got a society, a community, a government that we never had in our lives. We were slaves. We were not in the war. But thank God to the religions, we are where we are today.
Well, I think the secret is that one generation should follow the next and be impressed with what was done before and try to move it forward. The Maurice Amato Foundation is giving grants to many places, books and lectures and things, so to instill the Sephardic tradition among all the Jews of the country.
We're very proud of my fathers and mothers bringing up and being active here in Los Angeles. When they came to Los Angeles, they were very active in the temple, and I'm also very proud of the fact that we are carrying on the Sephardic tradition of helping people through my uncle's Maurice Amato Foundation. And we are helping people, the elderly, the young.
And I've always felt that it was very important to educate our children. This also has been my husband's and mine hobby, is to give scholarship to educate the children, because if you educate them, this will bring a good future to our people. You know. Maimonides School, it teaches them our traditions, it teaches them our singing, and I think this is really what really helps, is that the kids learn our ways and they keep it up when they learn it at the young age. This is why I say our hobby has been mainly to educate the young ones, because they are our future. They're the ones that are going to keep it up.
Well, my hope is that our children to follow our ways, the way we were doing, and to have peace in the world and fellowship with everyone, to be together, so we shall always meet in very happy occasion. This is my hope. I like all the time happiness.
What I hope is the future, to be healthy, to come my day to say goodbye everybody. Me parto y me voy. Esta partición is the last word I left.
My greatest hope that I should be happy till my end, or not the end of my days, with nobody missing.
I hope that my grandchildren will remain in the Jewish faith. Today it's very difficult, and I hope they too will follow what we set forth.
Yes, my greatest hope is that there should be peace in Israel and among all Jews wherever they are.
My greatest hope is for peace in Israel, of course, all over the world.
Por la tu puerta yo pasé.